Witches, puppets, and Nazis, oh my. You might think you know Tuscany, but tucked away near the village of Collodi is a 600-year-old mystery that most tourists completely miss. I'm riding my bike there right now to show you, but once you see it on this podcast, you're going to want to go there and see it in person. Lucy and I have lived in Montecarlo part-time since 2011. But it took us 7 years to realize we were just 10 minutes away from the Quercione, the big oak. It's officially been named the most beautiful tree in Tuscany. And once you see it, you'll understand why. As we approach, on the right is a normal oak. This is how trees usually grow. But take a look to the left. What happened to this tree? These are both downy oaks, a species common in central Italy. But while these trees usually grow tall, the Quercione grew out. Its lower branches are actually thicker than most full-grown trees in the surrounding woods. So why is it shaped like this? Legend says it was the local streghe, the witches. They used the Quercione for their rituals and incantations. Local lore claims they danced on the canopy and broke off the top branches to fuel their cauldrons, forcing the tree to spread out instead of up. And if you think those are just old legends, well, imagine our surprise last fall when we found a real life witch sitting right in the branches. Now, there's a massive fine for climbing the tree, but I wasn't about to tell her that. Rule number one in Tuscany: never piss off a witch. But the magic doesn't stop there. This tree has a second name, the Oak of Pinocchio. Author Carlo Lorenzini, better known by his pen name of Carlo Collodi, grew up just a mile away in the little borgo called Collodi. There's a small theme park near here called the Parco di Pinocchio, which I'll introduce to you in a future podcast. It's said that Carlo Collodi wrote parts of his famous book right under these branches. Pinocchio is the most translated Italian book in history. It's available in over 260 languages and trails only the Bible in historical readership. The book is considered to represent a universal metaphor for humanity's struggle with selfishness, laziness, and the difficult transition from childhood to adulthood. In the original story, the fox and the cat actually hang Pinocchio from a giant oak tree to steal his gold pieces. And here's a curious extra fact. Collodi's original story was published in multiple parts in a magazine, and it ended with Pinocchio's death by hanging from the giant oak. Collodi only extended the story and gave it a redemptive ending after readers and his editor objected to the ending and demanded more. Looking at these massive horizontal limbs, it's easy to see how this very tree inspired one of the most famous scenes in literature. There's one other special feature that even most locals don't know about. On the back side of the tree, there's a branch that comes out of the trunk.
In fact, it may have actually been three branches, because here it looks like there are two branches that came out and grew together, and then they came up here and split apart, and this is where the third branch joins, and it branches off there. So then at this point it actually has three different branches going out, and I think it was because there are two on the lower tree together and one on the upper part, and they all come together right here, and then they go their separate ways. One down, one out this way, and one up and under that way.
What causes this? Well, probably you'd have to ask the witches. Dang, I should have asked her when I had the chance. The Quercione has survived more than just legends. It survived history. During World War II, Nazi occupiers planned to chop it down for firewood. It was only saved because the local villagers of San Martino in Colle mobilized to protect it. Since then, it survived lightning strikes, wood-boring insects, and thousands of trampling tourists. Today it sits on private property on the edge of a quiet gravel road, a hidden gem that isn't even in most guidebooks. From Montecarlo, head north on SP 31. After about 2 miles, turn at the sign for San Martino in Colle. Follow signs for Alloro, a bed and breakfast. Shortly after you pass Alloro, you'll come to a T in the road. Stop there, and you'll instantly see the Quercione. If you visit, please respect the rules. Don't climb the trunk, and don't touch the branches. Unless, of course, you happen to be a witch. Va bene, ragazzi, a presto. Ci vediamo alla prossima.